of the other things that you're going to notice is right up here at the very top left-hand corner is the hamburger menu or the menu box. This is going to take you to the McGraw-Hill dashboard. You can do class management here. This is where you can add students or take away students. Luckily, Everyday Math has it set up to where it automatically transfers the students in to your Google or to your classroom based on Skyward, which is great. You can see different resources, different assessments. You can actually look at the assessment questions and come up with version 2 or 3 questions so you can give others as like samples or study guides before the actual tests. Help Center news and updates. The main ones that you're going to use are going to be this planner lesson or the unit lesson. Sometimes you're going to look at the e-toolkit. This is actually where you can use the tools that are options for you. There are dice and cards and different things that you can use in a virtual setting with the students. If you didn't have all the manipulatives at hand, they could use this, or if they were at home, they also could use the e-toolkit. There is an e-books section. This is your way to get to all of the books in Everyday Math that you will need access to. So if you're home and you're planning, you can actually log in to click on eBooks right here. It takes you to your teacher lessons. It takes you to the math journals, Math Masters. It shows you all of the things, activity cards, that you need in order to plan. So it's kind of cool because you have access to a lot of things. As you see, it also showed you, like mine right now, I see I have access to 6th grade Everyday Math Teacher Lesson Guide and 4th grade Teacher Lesson Guide. Now, going through the lesson guide is kind of interesting because you actually can plan from home, like I said, with that. But I wanted to show you the math journal. This is the important part, especially when I had to be virtual or when you have students that are home that may not have their math workbook. They can actually click on the math workbook, the student version. So this is the student volume 1. On here, you can actually go through and you can write different things. So I can go to different pages and I can actually write different things on this workbook. So if I wanted to show students without having to write on a paper workbook that I have here, I could actually write on these or use text boxes. But the other cool thing is I'm going to show you where you can go to actually have access to what the students did. So in your Everyday Math resources types here, if you go to the very last page is where it is for me. So usually page 3, you see eJournal Volume 1. So I can actually click on here, and I had a student earlier today do an assignment in here. So I can click on this eJournal, and it's going to pull up the Everyday Math journal that our kids will use. Then I'm going to change because I know I had them go to page 44, 45. So I'm going to click to that. So whatever lesson you're on for that day, you can actually look at that specific lesson. Then up on the top left-hand corner, do you see the little person with, it looks like the gears, so the little tool. You can click that to review, and you have your list of classes here. As long as you know which class you're looking at, I'm going to look at my Gilman period 2, I believe. Yep. So that's my first period class. And I'm going to choose the student. And I can actually see everything that was written in on her assignment. When students use this, you can actually go in and you can add notes to it if you wanted to. So I can add a note to the left page and I could send her a note that says, awesome work. Make sure you are following order of operations. She does, but I wanted to make sure that I could post a little note for her. So that's something that she now can go there and read that note for me. That's something that she struggled with earlier in the year. The other thing is you can actually use a pen. So if you actually wanted to mark this up and change it, you can use a red pen to mark things wrong or do whatever you choose. Okay, so that is something really cool that you can do in order to see what your kids have done in their math journal if they're at home. I will tell you it is difficult to write on these. Trying to write zeros and different things, it's hard to show your work as well. So you have to kind of be patient with your students with this as well. So I hope this was helpful.